I already have the outlines of my reference photo traced onto my drawing paper. If you want to see how to trace your reference photo and transfer the outlines to paper, click the card above or the link in the description below. To practice getting more realistic, try drawing eyes larger than they are in real life. Since the larger you draw something, the more details can go in it. And getting details right, like the tear ducts in the corner of the eye, are what really make an eye look realistic. For the first few layers, I'll be shading in the darkest areas of the eye first, starting with the 5B pencil. I also outlined some of the important details like the eyelashes and the white highlight in the middle of the eye. This way I don't lose place of where the details should go later after the eyelids are blended out smoothly. A lot of times I'm lazy and I don't even use a pencil to shade in the light areas. I just use a dirty smudger tool to rub off the built-up graphite onto the paper. This basically just takes out the step of using a light pencil to shade in an area, which saves time and gets straight to smooth shading. This is also an important time to pay attention to the form of the eye and the skin around it. Now that the first layer of dark and midtones is down and blends it out smoothly, we can go back in again with the darkest pencil, or even a black ink marker, to get the darkest parts of the drawing completely black. I really like to use a calligraphy marker with black ink because it blends in smoothly with the pencils and it really adds a lot to the overall contrast of the drawing. And this is what makes it really come alive and pop off the page. Now I'm going back through again with my smudger tool to darken up any light areas that need a bit more shadows and just getting any more empty spaces filled out. Looking at the iris of the eyeball, which is the colorful part around the pupil, there are some nice details about how it should be shaded. You can see there are darker lines that go from the pupil to the outside of the iris, which is different in every eye depending on the colors and the patterns in the eye. Eyes are like fingerprints, each one is different, so as you practice drawing eyes, try to see how you can spot the little details that make each eye unique and get them in your drawing. As you're shading the lightest areas, remember to keep the highlights white from the paper. Leaving some of the paper white is going to help the contrast, otherwise the eye would look too dark if it was shaded everywhere. For example, the whites of the eyeball have some shadows under the eyelid and around the edges of the eyeball. These really light shadows are what make it look round, but for the most part, this part of the eye should stay white. Just like some of the other highlights in the skin, like below the eyebrow or in the corner of the eye. Now I've built up enough layers so the highlights and shadows in my drawing are starting to look just like in the photo. At this point, just keep comparing the shapes of the shadows and the values to your reference photo, and once it's close enough, it's time for the final details. For the final details, I'll be using my black calligraphy marker to deepen any part of the drawing that should be pure black. It's easy to use a smudger tool to blend the ink in with pencil, but still be careful to only use this marker on areas that should be pure black and then blend out from there. I hope this video helps you guys draw more realistic eyes. Tag me in any drawings you make, I love to see what you create. Also give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for new videos every Monday. And follow me on Instagram to see the art I'm creating every single day.